everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now, to celebrate the release of the next Hearthstone expansion, The Rise of Shadows, I'm doing another packs giveaway. So I'll be giving away two 50-pack pre-purchases, and to be in for a chance to win, you simply need to be a subscriber of my channel, and you need to leave a comment in the comment section of this video. And in the comment, you simply need to tell me which Hearthstone deck you enjoy playing the most in either Standard or Wild, no deck code necessary. The deadline will be in 1 week, so let's say 10 AM UK time on the 23rd of March. I will pick two random winners, each of whom will win the 50-pack pre-purchase, and I will leave a pinned comment announcing the winners, and I will reply to your individual comments notifying you as a winner. So do remember to check your notifications to see if I've replied to you. Also, if you've already purchased the 50-pack pre-purchase, I can't gift it to you, so please be aware of that. But if that's the case, we can come to some other arrangement. I can gift you packs from an earlier expansion, maybe. So we can discuss that. I can gift you packs of equivalent value from another expansion. So that's all fine. Now, if you win, you will need to send me your Battle.net ID. You could leave this in a reply in the comments section, or to be safe, you could send me a private message on Twitter. And once we're friends in game, I will send you the pre-purchase as a gift. You'll need to tell me which region you're playing on, so EU, Asia, NA, and if we are not already friends, please be aware it can take 1 week before Blizzard will let me send you a gift. Now, there are some other rules to be aware of, which you can find in the video description below, so please have a read of those before you enter the giveaway. Now today, I'm playing a Deathrattle Hunter on the Wild Mode ladder. Now, the Deathrattle mechanic has to be my favourite mechanic in the game. Hunter, yeah, any excuse to play a viable Hunter deck, I'm all over it. So this deck right here specialises in trying to get a good, strong early board presence. You play Nerubian Egg or Devilsaur Egg, and then aim to play Dead or Terrascale Stalker, and you get a 4/4 or a 5/5 on the board super early. As you head into the late game, use your Carnivorous Cubes on your eggs, use Carnivorous Cubes on Sylvanas, use Play Dead on Sylvanas. You have Katrina to summon strong beasts, you have Deathstalker Rexar for infinite value, and you have the ultimate combo, Cubes on King Crush, Play Dead on the cube, do stupid amounts of damage. Right, let's look at this deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder, starting out against a Druid. Okay, so I have an egg in my hand, I have a second egg in my hand. Not sure how I feel about 2 eggs. But there's a Terrascale Stalker, I'm happy now. So we can activate one of our eggs at least. Oh, and Play Dead. We can activate an egg again. Feels amazing. So at rank 5, what kind of a druid is this? That is the question to ask. So assuming he doesn't kill the egg, then we can play our 3-drop. And we're going to be very, very happy. Yep. Oh, he didn't hero power. That's interesting. Is there a strategic reason for not hero powering? Am I missing something here? Maybe just forgot. Okay. Astral Communion. How interesting. So he milled Alexstrasza, Kel'Thuzad, Dr. Boom, Ultimate Infestation, Nourish. Okay, those are some pretty significant things to mill. But more importantly, when's the last time you saw Astral Communion Druid played on the ladder? If you're a new Hearthstone player, you may never have seen this deck played. It's quite an old deck. It's a deck that harkens back to the old days of Hearthstone, going back to 2014, 2015, Astral Communion Druid was seen occasionally on the ladder. It was considered a meme deck more than anything else, in that it was very unreliable. If you got Astral Communion early, and then you were able to play your big threats early, then you just steamroll your opponent. But it was more of a sort of a fun deck than anything else. So, much respect to my opponent for bringing this deck. The problem is, I'm going to be able to develop a superior board to his. He'll be playing one big threat at a time. Meanwhile, I will have my Sylvanas ready to steal his threats. That is the strategy moving forward. So with 10 mana, what can he play here? Maybe he's got Ysera. No, that's a Zilliaxes, which is actually good here. He can kill my 4/4. But now with that Divine Shield gone, that Zilliaxes, he's not doing a huge amount. So we'll just put a taunt in the way, and we'll chill. Next turn, we have 7 mana, we can play Sylvanas and play dead, and we can steal something. Okay, no threats to play, just his second copy of Astral Communion. So drawing a card here, which he could possibly play for 6 mana, but no, he doesn't. So obviously that's an expensive card. Costs more than 6. So once again, we just sit back and chill. Hold back on that Sylvanas, hold back on that Play Dead. I mean, I could have got value on Play Dead with the Nerubian Egg, but I think I value Play Dead more with Sylvanas. Now those are 2 pretty big minions, and I think I'll have both of them.
I have no time for games.
Because we have no time for games, right? We want to end this game as quickly as possible. So we'll take the big fat taunt, and we'll take Yashraj. And let's see what Yashraj gives us. Oh, that's pretty big. Yeah, pretty big. Unless he runs Poison Seeds, he's dead. Doesn't matter what threat he's got in his hand I should say, he's just dead. That's a pretty sweet win against Astral Communion Druid. Okay, this next little highlight is against a rogue, and looking at the board, looking at my hand, you'd think I'd be in a pretty good position. Except Nacrium Vial brings out 4 Zilliaxes. That's just insane. So he gets all the healing value. And he gets these 4 Divine Shield minions. It's pretty insane. Kills off my little dinosaur there. And at this point, he's probably feeling pretty good about himself. Well, unfortunately for him, I have Deathstalker Rek'Sai in hand. So we can just kill off all of the Zilliaxes. Feels pretty good. And now the game swings back into my favour. So fast forwarding a little bit here. Still feeling pretty good about myself. I have 4 Nerubian Eggs on board. I have 2 Houndmaster Shawls on board.
No walls can
What could go wrong from here? Well, he's now set up that 3/3 that will pull a big threat out of his deck. So what can I do to counter against that? I only have 12 health, and that's actually pretty pertinent here. These Nerubian Eggs, they look threatening in that they bring out 4/4s, but without a way to trigger them, they're actually useless. Now maybe I should have hero pad first. Maybe I would have found something useful, but more than likely not. So here, I'd rather trigger his Deathrattle minion there, and then go out of my way to kill it. That puts me in control, that puts me in the driver's seat. Unfortunately, rush minions can't go base. That's very unfortunate. But still, we're in a reasonable position. Houndmaster Shaw is still on the board. 4/4 Nerubian, a cube. But here he goes with a Necrean Vial. And there are now 5 cubes on the board. No, scratch that. There are now 6 cubes on the board. And in this context, his cubes are far superior to my Nerubian eggs. And you start to think about this board and you think, well, can I clear it in any way? I mean, there's nothing in my hand that can kill off all of his cubes. So you start to think about Deathstalker Rexar's hero power. Is there any beast I can discover? Maybe something with poisonous and an AoE effect, but then you'd have to have taunt. Can't quite manage that. So we're basically dead. And it's such a shame because this game was super interesting. I mean, we went back and forth, swinging back and forth with our with our dominance of the board. He'd have control of the board, then I'd have control of the board, and we'd just go back and forth. But in the end, it just turns out that, you know, 5 cubes that can attack is too much for me to deal with. Not even King Crush could save me in this game. Well, at the very least, we got a golden zombie beast taunt, a frog out of it. That's something, right? With a cool animation. And that's just game over. Now, as is often the case with wild mode, you do end up queuing into the same people again and again and again. So this is a rematch, and this time I was determined to get my revenge. So we have a solid opening hand. We have a Nerubian Egg, and we have Play Dead. We're happy with that. Stitch Tracker in this deck is also a very useful card, very much underrated in my opinion. It could just find you solutions to problems. Often, Stitch Tracker into Sylvanas can just be pretty insane. Particularly if you can then combo Sylvanas with a Play Dead effect or Feign Death. So, 4/4 Nerubian on board. Let's see if you can deal with it. Thinking hard here. And he can't deal with it. It'd be interesting to see if he'd attack in with his dagger into the egg. He doesn't. We'd be curious to see if he'd consider it just to deny me further value on the Deathrattle. So I'm going to take the Ooze, because we know that he's a Deathrattle rogue. So he could play his weapon that triggers Deathrattles, so we'd want the Ooze to deny the value on that. Okay, so we could start here with tracking, perhaps, to see if we can get something useful. Terrascale Stalker, pretty useful I'd say. The question is, how do we want to deal with that 2/4? I wanted to protect my Nerubian there. If I traded it in, it would be down to 1 health. He then just gets an easy kill with the dagger. So just really valuing that 4 attack on the Nerubian. If we can get him low enough, and hope he doesn't get Zilliaxes, or hope he doesn't get Cube onto Zilliaxes like he did on the previous game, then if we could just do enough damage early on, even if we run out of threats, even if our hand is empty, our hero power can just hopefully finish him off over 2 or 3 turns.
Unity, precision.
So this is a battle for the board. He does have Zilliaxes down, so he is starting to heal. That's very annoying. So board control goes back to us. We also have King Crush in hand, and that's a pretty good finisher as well. Often unexpected. So let's see how he deals with this.
So many options.
Oh, just goes face. Because he's going to cube a cube, of course. This is harkening back to that earlier game where he just had loads of cubes on the board, which is what won him the game. But we're just going to keep pushing here. Make sure we press that hero power button. And now, I'd say that unless he can find some other way to heal, he's pretty much dead. And notice how much quicker this game was compared to the last game. And, you know, how much more elaborate the last game was compared to this game. This game is much quicker, much simpler. And, yeah, it's just over now. Over by turn 8. So there we go. Pretty cool win there with Deathrattle Hunter. So, what do I think of Deathrattle Hunter? Is it strong? You know what? I'd be curious to hear what Duwin has to say about this deck. Duwin is my go-to guy for Hunter advice. He is a Hunter expert. You've seen me feature his decks in the past, often focusing on Secret Hunter. But Duwin, you know, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to hunters. So I'd be curious to see what he thinks of this deck and how it compares to Secret Hunter and which deck he would recommend. For me, from a fun factor, or from a fun side of things, playing Deathrattle minions with Deathrattle activators like Play Dead, Feign Death, Terrascal Stalker is just an incredible amount of fun. Using Sylvanas to steal big threats, like you saw in one of those earlier clips, was just tremendous fun. So this deck, to me at the very least, is perhaps a bit more fun than competitive. But do remember, if you can get those eggs down early with those triggers, you can build incredibly strong boards early that your opponent cannot recover from. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do remember to take part in the packs giveaway. If you want to find out more, you can read the rules of the giveaway in the comments section below, or also rewind back to the start of the video where I did explain what the giveaway is all about. So I will be selecting the winners of the giveaway at 10 o'clock UK time on the 23rd of March. So do make sure you enter the giveaway. Give yourselves a chance to win the 50 pack pre-purchase. So until next time, do take care everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.